Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the week of November 15 to the 21st. Okay, let's get started and see what messages and major themes we have for Pisces as they go through their week. Keeping in mind there is a partial lunar eclipse on the 19th, so keep an eye out for a reading for the collective for that. Okay, I'm going to take this because it flipped over. Okay, and the bottom of the deck. A time to give rather than a time to take. Interesting. A new start is coming. Personal issue reaches resolution, and nothing will come of this situation. Interesting. Whenever I see this, nothing will come of this situation, I always sort of perceive this as whatever you're doing now is not helping. Right? Like something within this reading, there is an action here that's not helping, but it might be something that you're gravitating towards because of an old pattern, maybe a sort of a behavioral pattern or a thought pattern that isn't serving you anymore. That's what this card always makes me think of. And we see here a personal resolution or a personal issue reaches resolution. So that is the full moon in Cancer. We've got the new moon card. A new start is coming. And a time to give rather than take is on the bottom of the deck. Okay, very interesting messages to start your reading, Pisces. The feeling I'm getting from this is that as you're, as something is coming to an end, something is beginning, okay? We've got a big full moon here in Cancer and a brand new moon in this card. And so that tells me that you're sort of between two worlds, and maybe you're pushing. Maybe you're trying to push things into this new start, and you're sort of being guided to slow down, take a breath. Nothing will come of this situation just yet. We have to sort of let this personal issue maybe reach its resolution, and then a new start is coming. And that it might be time to be generous rather than to sort of be looking for attracting things to come to you. It might be time to give rather than receive. So this is very interesting energy for your reading here, Pisces. Now let's dive into the tarot cards to see what else we can receive as far as guiding messages here about this new start coming and this personal issue coming to an end. This personal issue could be a self-limiting belief. I'm sort of feeling like the personal issue is coming to a conclusion because it's not serving you anymore. That's where I'm feeling because of this nothing will come of this situation card. Very interesting. Okay, let's see here. What are the messages that we have for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising for their week? What is the most important messages they need to hear now? Oops, thank you. Oh, there's that World card. Oop, those are just falling out of my hands. Okay. This deck is a little too big for my tiny hands. Okay, the first card that came up was the Knight of Cups, and next to him, the World. So I do feel like, I feel like these two cards are saying exactly what these two cards are saying, right? That the World card is representative here by something coming to a resolution, and that this brand new start is reflected by the Knight of Cups. Whenever we see the Knight of Cups, it's typically a time where there is an emerging presence entering your life that is shifting things. And so perhaps the end of this cycle is leading to a new beginning on an emotional level. The Knight of Cups brings in a new dimension of emotion, something transformative on the emotional realm. And it's certainly a time to be open to see what this new start will bring. And it's interesting because this World card really does signal that you're closing out a cycle. You're closing out a chapter. And another one is beginning on an emotional level. So I wonder, let's keep reading here. What is at the bottom line of this reading? What is pushing this reading? What is the energy moving into this reading? Let's see here. Two of Swords, the Moon, And the Page of Cups. Okay, my friends. So you are, I think the reason nothing is going to come of this situation is this card here is suggesting that it's conscious choice that's going to move things into place, but that right now you might not have all the information. Moon card. So that beautiful big full moon is potentially coming in to resolve your personal issues here with some information. You know, the moon card is a very mysterious time where it's almost like you can't see the surface of the circumstance you're dealing with, because there's so much more to it, and there's stuff being sort of mysteriously hidden from you. It's a very, very interesting card. The moon card sort of feels to me sometimes like you're receiving information through the energy, but it's not in the physical world. So you can't point to something and say, because of that, because of this, and because of that, I'm stepping out of this. I'm resolving this personal issue. It hasn't happened in the physical world yet, but you're feeling this sort of like, I need to make a decision, and there's a conflict. There's things about this scenario that are putting my mind in conflict here. So the Knight of Cups is coming in here to help you sort of release some emotion, but you're still needing to make a choice about something here, Pisces. There's something you need to make a choice about. And it's interesting because this moon card represents you, Pisces. This card in tarot represents Pisces. So you're the thing driving this reading. Something in your personal realm is indeed changing, but you haven't been able to put your finger on it yet. You just know you have to make a decision about something, and that it is going to involve a new dimension of emotion. Page of Cups. So that there is something shifting in your world here, but it's like, it's shifting almost, I feel like, on an energetic level before it's going to shift physically in your 3D experience here, right? So what is the, what energies can Pisces expect to see coming up in this shift? Thank you. 5 of Swords and Queen of Swords. So that says to me that, you know, this is going to involve you being certain about something that is difficult to accept mentally. Okay, so when you see these two cards, to me, I think this is going to be a conflict for you. And it could involve you having to walk away from something and be okay with that, right? This could involve a conflict that's going to require you to walk away from something and be okay with that. Be certain about it. And I think right now you're sort of feeling like you're not sure what's at the end of those two roads. Like if you're at a fork in the road and you've got to make a choice, it's almost like you have to make that choice without knowing what's ahead of you in this 2 of Swords. And it's going to cause some mental conflict. But I feel like this mental conflict, once it's resolved, it's going to open you up to a whole new dimension of emotion. So I am really feeling that this personal issue is it's a self-belief. That's the feeling I'm getting, is that it's something that you've been hanging on to that's been having an effect on you this whole time, because it's sort of the lens by which you view the world, and it's changing. It's no longer suited to you. It's no longer speaking to you, and you're seeing that it's not serving you, and you need to heal from it. 6 of Swords. So many swords. So many swords. This is causing you, you know, some mental conflict, but you're healing from it. You're going to get physical distance from this source of whatever it is. You're going to get mental distance from whatever this is. I feel like you're going to let it go. You're going to release something, because nothing will come of this situation as long as you hang on to it, right? Nothing will come along. Nothing will come from this situation as long as you hang on to this belief. Oh, those all fell on the ground. 1 second. I'm just going to pause and grab those. Okay, I'm back. Let's reshuffle. So let's see what's ahead for Pisces once they let go of this. 10 of Cups. Yeah, you're going to have a new emotional environment, right? Your emotions are shifting as you shift this belief about yourself. As you release the limits in your mind, you're going to enter into this new start. I think that it's like the end of the cycle, the end of this personal issue, the resolution of this personal issue has to do with how Pisces talks to themselves, about themselves. So what are your self-beliefs? And I feel like you've seen that they're not serving you. These old patterns of thinking, this certainty that you have that it's no longer serving you. Nothing will come of this situation as is. You know it, you feel it, and you know it, right? You know it. Interesting. So 10 of Cups is what Pisces has to look forward to. And we see the Queen of Cups. She just flew out of the deck. So that tells me that you're also going to sort of start to become very much connected to the sort of that energy exchange that I talked about in the Moon card, where you can't see it, but you sense it. I feel like those senses are going to really elevate here for you, Pisces, that your senses, your empathic senses are going to reawaken or become enhanced or realized for the first time, depending on the Pisces listening to this reading. Depending on what your perception of your abilities to sort of tap into energy was before, I feel like it's moving into the direction of I can tap into the energy. This is real. I'm a part of this. And because I'm connected to Source, I can connect to the energy around me. And these things that I'm thinking and feeling are real. They're real. They're not, it's not something to be dismissed. Now, what will be the outcome of this situation for Pisces? We see the 10 of Cups and the Queen of Cups and the Chariot. Yeah, you might actually get physical distance. Like I was saying in the 6 of Swords, you're going to get physical distance from this. And then I said you're going to get mental distance from this because it's swords. So, but I really think it's a choice that you're making to release something, and you might get physical distance. You might travel. You might depart from something physically as well as mentally, right? You might leave something behind and move forward. This is Cancer energy, and so is the Queen of Cups is Cancer energy. So that makes me think maybe there's a Cancer involved here. Maybe there's a Cancer involved for some of you Pisces out there that is helping you with your awakening, or is a source of a trigger that is sort of helping you realize that you need to change. Do you know what I mean? We have to be grateful for the people that trigger us into evolution just as much as the people that trigger us with inspiration. You know what I mean? And that's not an easy pill to swallow. I understand that, but it's the truth. So it's important to sort of see all the opportunities to evolve, even the ones that maybe came from a source that created some mental pain that you need to heal from. You've got the 5 and the 6 of Swords here. So that really tells me that, Pisces might have had a really difficult period with these, hanging on to some of these beliefs or memories or experiences and making them mean something. Like when we attach meaning to an experience and we say, well, this happened, so it must mean this. And I feel like you're changing some of those equations. And, you've got 2 queens here, the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups, which tells me that you're sharp intellectually and your senses are alive. So you're quite a force right now, Pisces. You are quite the force, and you're realizing it about yourself. So you're very powerful. Something has come along to show you that nothing can come of this situation as is, and it has transformed you. A new start is beginning. You're reaching a resolution with some of these self-limiting beliefs, and you're seeing that it's a time for you to give to others. And so I feel like you're going to be offering your guidance to other people as well right now, and it's not really a time to be concerned with what you're receiving. I feel like it's a time to focus on how to give to the collective. What can you offer to the collective with your newfound with your new start and your blank slate that you've created in your mind, that you're not carrying in old definitions anymore. We see the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So it's a very transformative time for you, Pisces, and I think that you're going to be moving into a new emotional dimension where you sense things differently, and you're going to allow that. You're not going to resist it or say it's not real or say that it's not true. You know, I feel like you're stepping into your truth, and you've realized it because something came to an end, potentially with a Cancer, but it might have just been between you, and you thought, I can't keep going like this. Nothing is coming of this situation, right? Okay, so let's see what messages we can receive from the Angel Oracle. Let's see, for Pisces, what guiding messages do we have for Pisces? Thank you. Okay, 2 cards flew out, 1 flipped over. I just want to look at the flippies. Earth and grounding and self-acceptance. I'm going to take those for you. And the ones that flew out here is learning experience, forgiveness, and understanding. Absolutely. Like I was just saying, that, you know, we sort of have to be grateful for all the experiences that we have. You know, the ones that seemingly appear to be out of, you know, they're not necessary, or they're unpleasant, or you don't understand why it's happening, but it's like it's a learning experience. Something shed light for you here. And I feel like it was catalyzed by a situation that had you initially doubting yourself, right? And that was the learning experience. It was almost like, I feel like something or someone came along and reinforced this belief system of sort of like limits, and you can't, and you know, you won't be able to, you should be afraid of this isn't your path, or, you know, words of discouragement, but perhaps spoken out of love and worry, even though, you know, those sort of concepts are still based in fear. I think this was a learning experience for you, and that you saw, you know, if I listen to that advice, if I keep thinking in limited ways, if I have a lack mentality, nothing is going to come of this situation. And I feel like you've flipped it. You flipped the script here, and it was a big learning experience for you. And we see forgiveness and understanding, which is why I say, you know, we must be sort of grateful for any learning experience that we have, even if we don't understand the context of the learning right away. I feel like this experience with this Queen of Swords, who's so certain about who she is, I feel like this experience has taught you self-acceptance, to accept yourself the way you are, and to not think in terms of limits, and to not have a lack mentality, as this card suggests here, with the time to give rather than take. I just want to see what's behind that. It's time to release negativity. Yeah. And it's time, look at that. Take time to breathe out. I think I said that at the beginning of the reading. It's time to sort of exhale and allow these things to come into the light so that you can heal them, right? You have to feel it so that you can heal it, and then you can let it go. And as we see here, I love that. Nothing is yet set in stone. So you have the power to influence this situation, and have faith in your dreams. Totally. Have faith in your dreams, Pisces. These are all really beautiful messages here for you. This, it's time to release negativity, is the full moon in Scorpio. And we're still in Scorpio until November 22nd. The sun is still in Scorpio. So it's interesting. And you also got Earth and Grounding. It was one of the flipped over cards. So I feel like anytime you start to waver in your belief in yourself, you need to connect to nature. You need to get some grounding, connect to the earth, have that self-acceptance. Anytime something creeps up that makes you feel any resentment towards this dynamic, always remember it taught you to love yourself. This situation taught you who you are, you know, and that might be a trigger for some people, but at the end of the day, whatever helps us evolve, I don't know. I guess it's up to you to decide if it's worth it or not. But if it helped you understand who you are and brings in this emotional content feeling and allows you to be so certain about yourself in the end and release and heal from all of these wounds in your mind that you've been carrying around, I don't know. I'm feeling that I would be grateful, but you have to make that decision for yourself. Okay, so to close your reading, Pisces, let's see what frequencies would be of benefit for you to tap into here. What are some of the frequencies or the frequency that would support Pisces the most right now? Heart chakra. Heart chakra, absolutely. Love is the answer to the healing that you're undergoing here. Self-love and love and forgiveness and understanding, maybe to the other parties involved, that helped you heal by bringing in so much noise that you had no choice but to heal and to get away from it. I feel like for some of you, you left. You were like, I gotta go. I have to get out of here. And I think for some of you, maybe you didn't physically leave, but you left mentally. You said, I am disengaging from this dynamic. I am not, like, boundaries, right? Healing with boundaries, saying I'm not going to allow that anymore. And being so certain with that Queen of Swords and knowing even from the offset that you would have to make a conscious choice about what to do. And I feel like on one end, it was this experience or this individual or whatever it was. And on the other side, it's you. And you chose yourself. You chose yourself, Pisces. And I feel like that's reflected all over the place here on the bottom layers of your reading. The heart chakra card says the frequency of the heart chakra supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the body and the mind, which is exactly what I think you've done, is that you've addressed this situation with your heart to look at, your feelings about it, and also what are these beliefs doing? These concepts you were holding in your mind were not serving you. And I feel like you've healed it. Number 4. And, the number 4 to me is always a signal sort of from the energy, the universe, God, source, that everything is going to be okay. You're healing. Trust the healing energy. Trust the vibration of love. Love deeply and unconditionally to harmonize the body and the mind, releasing resentment, releasing any anger or hurt feelings, healing those feelings with love, forgiveness, and understanding, right? And seeing it all as a learning experience. It was all designed to teach you something, Pisces, and I think it did. And I think you're changed. Wow. I'm going to leave it at that for you, Pisces. If this has resonated and you would like a personal reading, you can find my email in the description below. And as always, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and watching. And we'll see you again very soon for another reading. Okay, sending you lots of love and light, my friends. Take care.